Hi everyone, welcome to AUMARCHE Podcast. Today, this is our first episode and we are very excited to invite a special guest in our podcast. Her name is Sascha. Sascha, would you like to talk about something about vegan style yourself and maybe basically just do a brief intro about yourself to let people know more about you?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a thrill to be speaking to this new audience and this exciting new project. So my name is Sascha Camilli. I live in the UK and I've been vegan for 8.5 years. My background is as a fashion journalist and copywriter, and I am the founder of the first digital vegan fashion magazine in the world, which I ran for 6 years. And I'm also the author of Vegan Style, which is the first ever book about veganism that's not about food.
Yes.
So basically it covers areas like fashion, especially fashion, but also beauty, travel, how to decorate your home in a vegan way, and everything about veganism that's basically not food. Yay, great that you have a copy.
Yeah, so actually I got to know Sascha from this book as well, and just to confess, I'm not vegan, but this vegan style is not what I'm saying is in terms of I'm not vegan is I'm not vegan in terms of eating. I still eat some meat, but not a lot. However, this vegan style book is not about eating, just as Sascha said. It's about fashion, it's about beauty, it's about home, it's about travel. It even mentions my own city, Taipei, in the travel section, which is awesome. So there are so many things and new concepts that I want to talk about to let all the people in Taipei know, or all the people in even Asia to know that, okay, even though you may not be able to go vegan in eating, you can go vegan in different kinds of styles as well, like travel, like home, like fashion. There are so many new concepts that I would love to share with you from Sascha. So let's just tune in and I'll ask several questions. Feel free to let us know if you have any further questions after this podcast as well. Okay, does that sound good, Sascha?
Sure, that sounds great.
Yay. Okay. So my first question is like, what does vegan lifestyle mean in fashion, in beauty, in home, and in travel? Because our concept of vegan at least for me, my concept of vegan was so restricted to eating. So I couldn't imagine without reading this book what those things mean.
I think you're in good company there. I think most people, when they think about vegan and a vegan lifestyle, they think about food first and foremost. And that's sort of most people's entry point into veganism. They go vegan with their food, which is great. But also, since veganism is an ethical standpoint where what we try to do is we minimize all this impact we have on animal suffering wherever we can, there's lots of other areas where animals are suffering aside from just food. For example, fashion is one of the biggest killers of animals in the world, with about 1 billion animals being killed every year for leather. So 1 billion animals.
Wow. Okay.
It's this huge number, and 100 million animals are killed every year for fur. So it's these amazing, enormous numbers that we cannot even imagine. And it feels really overwhelming to hear these numbers. And you think, wow, that's such a huge loss of life. And you feel powerless when you hear this. But you don't need to feel that way, because there is something you can do. There's always something that we as consumers can do. We have power as consumers. And this is what I try to do with this book, is empower people to make a change. It doesn't have to be harder than taking a look at your wardrobe and seeing what you have in there that's animal derived. Now, I'm not advocating for throwing things out or getting rid of anything, but if you need anything new, if you find yourself looking for a new bag or a new jacket, a new pair of shoes, you can just make sure that they're animal free. And there's never been a better time to shop animal-free fashion. There's lots of amazing vegan fashion brands launching now, and that launched a few years ago, that I talk about in the book as well. And there's always secondhand shopping as well. There's lots of amazing options to be found in secondhand stores, in secondhand apps. So if you're on a budget, that's an amazing option. I buy pretty much everything secondhand myself. And when you talk about your home, that's similar to your wardrobe, in that you're mainly looking at fabrics and materials. So things like a leather sofa. Once again, you're not going to throw out your sofa. I'm not telling anyone to do that. But if you're buying a new sofa, maybe have a look at animal-free materials. Or if you're getting a throw or a comforter or anything, make sure it's wool-free, it's down-free, because make no mistake, animals suffered for those materials. There's no way to use animals in mass production and do it ethically. It's just not possible. And then we have these tiny little things like candles. which you might not even have thought about. How can candles not be vegan? But actually lots of candles are made using beeswax, and they're actually more expensive than candles that don't use any animal derived materials. So things like soy wax or coconut wax or different vegetable waxes are what vegans would choose. Now with beauty, things are a little bit different, because beauty has two main concepts of that would be of interest to a vegan. One of them is whether the product is cruelty-free. That means basically if the product or its ingredients has been tested on animals. And that can be tricky for anyone to know, because brands usually say that they don't test on animals. But the truth is that when they sell in some markets that require animal testing by law, then they're forced to undergo animal testing.
Yeah, I understand.
And the way for them to avoid that is simply not to sell their products in that market. And you can look at different kind of certifications to know that a brand is cruelty-free. There is PETA's Beauty Without Bunnies program, which I mentioned in the book. There's also Cruelty Free International and their Leaping Bunny. Australia has an organization called Choose Cruelty Free, and they also have a bunny symbol. So you can go onto these websites and check for the brand that you want to shop and see if it's actually cruelty free. Once you've checked that, there's another aspect to it. Is the product vegan? And what that means is, does it have any animal derived ingredients? And you're thinking, wow, animal products in my makeup, what's this? And it actually happens. Makeup can include things like beeswax or milk or animal fat, or even colors like the red in lipstick can contain crushed insects. Now that's quite disgusting. And people don't know that they're spreading crushed insects on their lips. But luckily there's lots of brands that don't use these kind of practices anymore, and they are certified vegan. Either they're certified vegan, or they can just have a vegan list of products on their website that they can share with consumers.
Are there that crushed insect thing in your lipstick is horrifying. I've never heard something like that. Do you know what kinds of insects, just out of curiosity, that they have been used in testing?
So you will find it on the label as carmine. It's that's the ingredient that you should watch out for. And it's little bugs, little beetles that are red, and they're basically just crushed up to make the red in the lipstick or in other kinds of cosmetics that are red. It's quite easy to avoid it, because it's if you spot carmine on the label, you can just leave it on the shelf. And many brands that are vegan today will actually be quite open about it. They will have it on their packaging, or they will know. When you ask, they will know what vegan actually is, which was not the case a few years ago. Brands would not know what you were talking about. But now they have a list of products that are suitable for vegans.
Got it. So let's say as a vegan beginner, like vegan as in not food, but other things, as you said, the vegan style, as a vegan style beginner, what are the, I think you listed so many things that we could do. Maybe if we list down in bullet points, or if we list down in only 3 points that you think we can start today, what are those 3 points?
So my first point would be, this is something I tell everyone who's interested in making a change. The first point is, please avoid waste. Don't just throw things out. This is so important, because I keep hearing about people who find out about this horrific animal cruelty going on in their fashion and their beauty products. Crazy. And they just throw all these products away. And this is so wasteful, and it's just the opposite of living ethically. So what you can do is, either you can donate your clothes. For example, if you inherited a fur coat, or you have a fur coat for some reason, PETA has a fur donation program, and you can donate it to them. It will be used in educational displays, or it will be donated to homeless people, which are the only people who actually have an excuse to be wearing fur, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Or it will be given to animal shelters for bedding. You can also sell your products, and if you don't feel comfortable keeping the money, you can always donate it to an animal charity or to an animal shelter or something like that. So my first bullet point is, don't be wasteful. And there's also no harm in just wearing the things you have until you need something new, and then you replace it with a vegan version. That also minimizes waste, which waste is so harmful to natural habitats that waste should be seen as, I wouldn't say not vegan, but it's definitely harmful to animals.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking as well for one of my 2021 resolutions is to be less wasteful, because I'm not a minimalist, but I feel that sometimes we're having more than what we need. And I've been doing that. I was like a very spendy person who loved like spending new clothes on maybe in the old times, even fast fashion. So I'm trying to cut out these kind of things in 2021 because I heard a lot of news, bad things about fast fashion, and also how environmentally harmful it is to just produce a clothes out of 0 to 1. So this is also one thing that I'm trying to encourage myself to do in 2021.
That sounds like a great New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
We could all do with a bit less.
Yeah.
Now, going back to the bullet points, I think that my second point would be get the information. You will feel so much less lost in the jungle of, materials, fabrics, ingredients. You read up on what is it that you're actually doing? What is veganism? Why are we doing this? What are the replacements? And this is where I would say that the book comes in. It's very helpful because it has all the information that you need. It lists the reasons and for why we're doing this. It speaks about all of the harmful things, and also it gives you the tools to make a change. So yeah, my second bullet point would be get the information. And that's something you can start doing today. You can order the book, or you can go online and read the information. You can watch some investigative footage and just be informed. It's a really great way to feel empowered, is to feel informed.
Yeah. What I would follow up on this is I want to second to this because before reading this book, I had no idea how many animals have been like cruelly killed because of all the products that we're using. I was not informed. I think the information was not transparent enough. And thank you so much for creating this book to raise my awareness. And that's why I feel that it's so important for people from around the world to know this concept. And it's true that your book has provided so many insightful information in terms of, let's say, donation, where to donate for brands, which brands are super vegan friendly, something like that. I think that's super helpful for everyone around the world.
Oh, that's great to hear. That was the point of it. So I'm glad you're finding it helpful. My final bullet point would be to slowly establish a new sort of routine. Like one of my biggest changes when I first transitioned to vegan beauty was that I wouldn't be shopping where I used to shop, because I'm sure it's different now, but back then I was living in Italy at the time. There was nothing, like there was no vegan friendly, there weren't any vegan friendly products at all in my local beauty shop. So it takes some discovery and some investigating, but you will end up with new places to shop, and you will know sort of your brands, both when it comes to fashion and when it comes to beauty. You'll sort of get into a new routine. So this is my final piece of advice, I guess. Form a new routine of shopping in your life, and it will take a while. So don't rush it. Don't go on a crazy shopping spree. Just whenever you need to replace something, be mindful and consider where you're going to get it, how it was made, and what's the best choice that you can make.
Okay, so just a quick summary, 3 things. The first thing is not to waste, not to be wasteful. Try to buy something that's second-handed, and try to look for new vegan style brands that you can grow into yourself in the long run. The second thing is to be informed, to start looking and doing research on your the daily things that you would purchase on, and to see that if those things contain any animals inside, or the production involved killing any animals. And the third thing is to make it a routine. So to gradually change yourself into a vegan lifestyle. This not only helps the environment, but also helps the animals if you would want to have this kind of lifestyle. So it just means that you can save the planet plus the animal, not only by eating, but also in your own daily consumption, in your own lifestyle.
Exactly. Sounds like it sums it up quite well.
And another follow-up question is that I know, Sascha, you've been vegan for over 8 years, and you said that, for all these 3 things would start as a beginner. And just want to ask, like, from all these kinds of process of searching for great vegan products, what are the favorite products? You mentioned a lot in your books, but I want to know your personal favorite. Like, what are your favorite products in terms of fashion, beauty, or some great cities you've ever traveled, and some good home products that you want to recommend to us?
Oh, wow, this will be a long one. There's
Okay.
so much. If I think about when I was first starting out
Uh-huh.
and how much of a process it has been and how much of a journey this has been. And the first thing that comes into my mind is how many amazing brands that have shown up just in the short few years that I have been vegan. But one brand that has been there and was there long before me, even long before I even considered these things, is Beyond the Skin. They are a food brand, and they are from Brighton, where I live. And they've been actually making vegan shoes since 2001. So they are one of the pioneers, like when no one was even thinking about vegan fashion or footwear or anything, they were making vegan shoes. And their products are absolutely amazing. They last really long. They have such a vast selection of designs. Whatever your style of shoe is, you'll find it at Beyond Skin. Celebrities have worn their shoes. They're just, if you're looking for a good entryway into vegan fashion, they're your brand. They're so great, and they're really nice people as well. Another brand that I'd like to recommend, which was also part of my personal journey, as they were actually the first vegan brand that I owned, and I do interview them in the book, is Jill Milan. They are a bag brand from the US, and they've also been around for years and years. I have one of their bags, and it's amazing. Their style is very glamorous, but at the same time very wearable. So you can actually use these things in your everyday life. And once again, celebrities have carried these bags on the red carpets, at the Oscars, at the Emmy Awards, these amazing events that you'd never expect small niche vegan brands. Just a few years ago, you'd never expect a brand like this to be featured at high profile galas like that. And now it's what all the celebrities want. They want vegan fashion, which is so great to see. There's amazing brands working with something called Piñatex, which is pineapple leaf leather. There's a number of brands using them, but I want to talk about the company itself, which is called Ananas Anam. They're a material innovation company in Brazil, and they have developed this leather that is made from pineapples, basically. It's the leaf of the plant. So this is an actual waste product. This is something that would have been discarded if no one would use it. So instead, what this company is doing is they're giving pineapple farmers an additional stream of income by using these leaves that otherwise would have just been wasted. And they are making vegan leather from them that is very resistant. It's very high end. It's very versatile. It can be made in many different textures. And lots of brands have actually used it. H&M, Chanel, Hugo Boss have all used this pineapple leaf leather, which is maybe the most prominent vegan leather on the market today. And last but not least, I want to talk about Ecopel, who are a manufacturer in France who are working with faux fur. And they are creating a vegan fur from plants. So it's called Koba, Koba. And it's made from corn, from the biofuel industry, which is so innovative and sort of takes vegan fur into plant-based, which is obviously preferable to petroleum-based plastics. So they're doing an amazing job, and we're definitely going to see more of it in the future.
Got it. And in terms of beauty, do you have any recommendations? That's a list of fashion, right?
Absolutely, lots of recommendations. I think everyone should go on to PETA's Beauty Without Bunnies program and have a look at the list of brands that are listed as cruelty-free and vegan. There's lots of amazing brands. One of my personal favorites is e.l.f., which is Eyes, Lips, Face. My lipstick is from e.l.f. It does not have any crushed bugs in it. And what I love about e.l.f. is that it's very affordable, very approachable. There's lots of amazing colors. It's very easy to go vegan with their products, like in your beauty routine. Obviously, Lush is a very big favorite as well. They've also been around for a few years. They were one of the first brands to talk about ethical beauty, about environmental aspects, and they are also leading the way when it comes to plastic free, because so many of their products are naked, as they like to call them, which means that they don't have any packaging. So things like shampoo, they do it as solids, which is not in a bottle. You have a solid piece of shampoo or soap or shower gel or their famous bath bombs and things like that. And they also have a makeup range, which is great. And yeah, Body Shop is another big favorite. They were I think I discovered what animal testing was through the Body Shop when I was really young. I saw their campaigns against animal testing when I was little. I think I was like 10, 11 or something. And they sold these little pins that said against animal testing. And I remember having one of those pins on my backpack because as soon as I found out what animal testing was, I thought, of course I'm against that. That's like a no-brainer. And that was years and years ago. And they're still doing the campaigns. They're still talking about being animal testing free, all while making these amazing luxurious, really nice smelling, amazing products. So yeah, Body Shop's a great one.
Yeah, I also love Body Shop and Lush. Lush is like my all-time favorite because their body bath products is just so good. Like those kind of bubbles that you can put into the bath. Those are super awesome, and it also smells really good as well. So all these vegan products that you just shared, I think I've tried like maybe half of them already, and I do want to let everyone know that vegan products can be super effective because I feel that there would be a misconception of, oh, if they don't do this kinds of animal testing, maybe it might be harmful to your skin because animal hasn't been tested before. But what I would just want to say is that that's not correct because a lot of these products are actually amazing products that we've been using the whole time, even without knowing that they are super vegan friendly. So what I just want to mention is that all these products are super great products that are worth a try. And I think
there shouldn't be any safety concerns at all because so many brands sell vegan products and cruelty-free products and have been doing so for ages. We don't need animal tests. They are archaic. They are not effective at all. When it comes to medical testing and other kinds of substance testing, a very high percentage of substances that actually pass animal tests then fail in human trials. Because if you think about it, we are not that similar to a mouse or a dog or animals like that. It's very outdated as a research method. It comes from a time where we perhaps didn't have that many other options. Not that I don't think it was acceptable back then either, but now we really have no excuse because the new testing methods, such as in vitro methods, using different kind of computer simulators and other research methodologies that are being experimented and that are being implemented today are just so much more efficient than animal testing. And like you said, some of these ingredients, they've really been around for a long time, so there really is no need.
Got it. And because of time constraint, I just want to ask like one product each for home and maybe a city that you really love and you feel that it's very vegan friendly. This time for the travel part, I want to include the food because people always go eating when they're abroad.
Of course, yeah. There's a section in the book for travel, and there's restaurants listed in there.
Yes.
Oh my God, this might be a bit of a cliche, but I was in Los Angeles last year, and I don't think I've ever had as much delicious food as I did. It was such an amazing food experience. Vegan. I used to live back there ages ago, and I wasn't vegan then, but it has now there's all kinds of vegan restaurants. Everything is just crazy delicious, and it's just a vegan paradise. But also where I live, Brighton, UK, which is about an hour from London, it's everything is vegan friendly. There's vegan options absolutely everywhere. Whether you like healthy food or like real junk food, if you like any kind of specific country cuisine, such as like Indian or Italian or Thai or whatever, you can find anything here. And it's all, Brighton is really small, so it's all like walking distance. So you can walk to all the food, which is quite handy. When it comes to home, if I have to choose one product, I'm a real candle junkie. I have scented candles all over the house. And what I would recommend is actually they're a perfume company. It's friends of mine running this business right here in Brighton, and they're called Eden Perfumes. And they started doing scented candles about a couple of years ago. And these candles are just out of this world. They're 100% vegan. They are quite long lasting. I've had mine for months and and I like them a lot. Like I really like candles. And they smell incredible. You know how disappointing it is when you get a scented candle and it doesn't really smell like much. It's just such a letdown. But these candles they have this really nice fragrance that feels natural as well and not as harsh and synthetic as some other candles. They're just this amazing addition to any home.
Got it. I made candle on my own as well. Like I made it once and it was over there. That's like a candle made of soy wax, and I put pumpkin latte spice inside, and it's
Wow.
yeah, and it's very smells very good, but also super strong as well. So my quick question, because I also use candle a lot, is for that Eden, what you're saying is Eden perfume.
Yeah.
So for Eden perfume, do they have like a strong flavor, or do they have like a mild flavor?
I would say quite delicate. It's quite delicate. You can
Okay,
see
got it.
you cannot see it. You can feel the scent, but it's not overpowering or it's really hard like some of these other candles have. It's like a delicate fragrance. You can feel that it's there, but it's not too strong.
Okay, then we'll definitely give it a try.
Good.
Last question is, I know that you are writing your second book, and also for this book, I'm like super happy to discover in bookstore in the US. Just want to let other people from outside of the US and even the UK to understand like where we can purchase this book, and also when's your next book coming out and what is it about? Can you give us a little bit of like disclosure of your secret?
So Vegan Style should be available in major bookshops. It's only available in English, though, I have to say that. For example, Amazon, it's possible to buy there. I can send you a link so you can put it in the video or underneath the video so people can just click on it. If anyone has any trouble finding it, just send me a message and I'll get in touch with my publisher, and we'll see. Depending on where you are in the world, we can see where you can buy it. There's a way to get hold of it somehow, definitely. And yeah, my next book is very different. I have no idea when it will even be ready. It's my project for 2021 is to finish this book. It's a complete change of direction. It's a novel. That's as much as I will say. There's some veganism in there. It's always in the story. So yeah, stay tuned. More to come, hopefully in 2022.
Oh, that's very different from the vegan style. But I'm sure it's gonna be great as well. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And another note is that if you also want to purchase this book, but you cannot buy it in any platform, then you can also contact us. We'll give the information back to Sascha to let her know how we can deal with that. So I think that's it for today's podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you, Sascha, again for this wonderful time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, I think